folks, how are we all? I definitely should have had a sip of coffee before I did that. Welcome back to my channel and to a very big and probably very rambly home update. I'm not gonna lie, I've missed you guys so much, so I kind of took a week off, although you wouldn't have seen that with the uploads. I usually upload twice a week, but sometimes I do one a week, but I'll always make a Sunday upload because I just love having videos for you guys to watch, and I'm never gonna miss a Sunday, not unless there is something drastically gone wrong. But yeah, I have been off last week. My mum and stepdad came to London to drop Maggie off because I was in Rome. Zara's been away on holiday in Portugal, she comes back tomorrow, and then my aunt and uncle came to stay for the rest of the week, so they left on Saturday and today's Monday. So I just thought it would be really nice to block out some time in my calendar to not open my laptop, or at least not open my laptop if I can help it. I did have to do some editing and things like that, but I didn't do any emails or shoot any jobs or film any content. I just took the week off and I didn't realise how much I needed it. Surrounding yourself with your family and your loved ones, it really lowers your heart rate and your blood pressure, and it just makes you remember what's important. And I feel like I can just feel myself slowing down, even though this month is going to be really busy and kind of a bit mad. It's just reminded me that I need to slow down and I need to breathe and I need to just prioritize my health and that kind of thing. Yeah, it just is what I needed to do, and I'm feeling a lot more relaxed and calm, which is good. So today is August 4th, it's a Monday when I'm starting this, so it's the first Monday of August. Genuinely, how are we in August? It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. This year has gone so quick. This has been the quickest year of my life, and it doesn't look like it's slowing down anytime soon. Tomorrow, when I'm filming this, the bathroom renovations start. I'm really trying to stay calm. I just have this, I'm so glad that my family came to stay to calm me down. I have this bubbling anxiety inside of me, just at the disruption. We kind of had it when we were having plastering and electric works and rewiring done, but we had it really bad when the kitchen was going on. And that was for about 6.5, 7 weeks, and it was just a lot. Yeah, I'm kind of anticipating the bathroom's going to be not as bad as the kitchen by any means, but we've had builders in the house last week when my aunt and uncle were here. I'm going to show you what they've been doing, but it's just getting used to having other people in your home and working around them the best you can. I always say it's a really tricky thing to live in a renovation when you're doing a renovation, but it's great in the sense that you can oversee things and be on hand if they need to ask you quick decisions. But honestly, I'm just really excited to vlog today because I'm going to do the bathroom updates in a completely separate vlog video, uploading every week, kind of similar to what I did with the kitchen. I really enjoyed doing like weekly updates, and with any luck it'll be done in a fortnight. Fingers crossed, fingers crossed. There's been a couple of hurdles. First hurdle was a portaloo. They're kind of like travel toilets, like portable potties, I think they call them in the US. A porta potty, I think they're called. Basically like a outdoor toilet. Because we only have one bathroom in this house, we really do need a loo, especially just for the builders to work. The neighbour's been very lovely and said you can use ours if you need to, but I have friends in the area. There's a gym that I go to that obviously have bathrooms and loos, but it's just going to be really tricky for me and Zara to be here, and also for the builders to not have access to a loo. It's just not going to be nice for them to work. So I've ordered a portaloo and it's arriving today, which is brilliant. Cost I completely didn't factor in, but that is what it is. And then the builder actually had a look at the bathroom window and basically said that we need to get scaffolding because we did the glass roof last year, which I will come on to. So yeah, this is the glass roof and directly above it is the bathroom window. So he was just going to plyboard this up and protect it. But we spoke about it and he's basically said scaffolding would be so much safer. It just protects your glass roof as well. So I've got a call with a scaffolder today to try and get some kind of quote together of costings for about a fortnight's worth of scaffolding, but realistically it's probably going to be about 3 weeks. I did toss and turn with the idea of not changing the size of the bathroom window at all, but I think that would just be cutting corners and I'd probably regret it. So I'm just going to bite the bullet and incur the expense and know that it's the right decision to make, definitely. So that's that. Yeah, it's just, I think that's why I'm so glad that I had last week off, because it's just been a lot. And obviously Zara's been away on holiday as well, and we're kind of like a team. Yeah, it is what it is. I'm pretending I'm fine. Anyway, let's go upstairs and I'll show you what the builders have been doing. Actually, let's go on the hallway, because that's the first most exciting thing. So this is the hallway. Now, I spoke about this in a previous video that I really wanted to add a dado rail into the hallway just to add some detail, and I used the builder that Ewan recommended, and they've been absolutely brilliant. So we have the dado rail going from the front door all the way along, same on this side too, all the way up the stairs, and then also on this panel here, and wrap around here too. Obviously there used to be a door here, which doesn't exist anymore because I blocked it up and we had it plastered, so you can kind of see where the plaster, let me pop a light on. There we go. You can kind of see where the plaster was. But yeah, obviously that needs all sanding, but I haven't done that since it was done well over a year ago, because this has just been a walkway to and from for when we were doing the garden renovation. So yeah, it's been a job that I've really been excited to do. I feel like the hallway is like the first thing you see when you walk in someone's home, and it just looks like a long, white, boring corridor. So we're hopefully going to inject some life into this. It's a bit of a gloomy day, so sorry, do excuse the light. But I've been looking at some paint samples. These are from Court. So this is Pablo. This is the colour that we have in the living room, in the library, and the kitchen. So in terms of continuity, I feel like it would be a really lovely colour to choose. However, it is slightly cool. It's a lilac-based undertone. It's a white, it's a neutral, but I'm not sure it will work in this space. I think we might need something slightly warmer on the walls. This is Tuesday's Child. I honestly love Court paint samples. This is also a colour that I've been looking at called Debate Club for under the dado, so kind of down here. So the idea is that we'd have like a really lovely dark colour, well, darker colour. This might be slightly too dark. There is a colour called Cargo that I'm looking at, and that I actually have some paint way back from in the flat that we ordered and didn't end up using because it just wasn't the right colour. So if anything, we might be able to use that if it hasn't expired. But yeah, the idea is that we're going to do a dark colour on the bottom. Let me know if you like this idea. I've kind of tested out a sample here. This is actually Farrow Stony Ground, so it would be a little bit darker than this. I did try the Farrow colours. They're here. This is Stony Ground, this is Schoolhouse White, and this is Wimborne White. You can't even really see it, to be honest. You kind of see it more here. So this is Stony Ground, and it is lovely, but again, I think it's just not the right fit. We will be taking the colour all the way around the architrave and the door, and the bottom panel and the skirting board. These were also options too. These were all Farrow colours. So this one on the end is Mouse's Back. This is Drop Cloth, and that is Broccoli Brown on the end, but again, they weren't quite right for the space. But the spindles will be staying white. The banister and the balustrade, I think this is called. I will be taking this back. I'm going to be stripping this, which is not going to be a fun job, but I'm going to be taking this back to wood and then adding a lovely oak or maybe a kind of like mahogany stain on it. So yeah, it's going to look really nice and rich and luxurious. Stair carpet will be coming up. I'm so excited to get this up, and in replace will be a lovely runner with some stair rods. But yeah, the actual steps, the treads and steps will be remaining white, I think, but the actual steps will be painted in the same colour as along with the skirting board and the bottom of the dado. So yeah, hence why I'm looking at this one, because I feel like it'll just be really nice and hard wearing, but it might be a bit dark. So we'll see, but they pair quite nice together, I think. Anyway, let's go upstairs. There we are, they continued the dado rail in the hallway too. So it just gives you a really nice idea of what the space is going to look like. I'm so pleased with it. And honestly, I'm so glad I got the builders to do it, because I know for a fact doing things like these corners that actually aren't corners but more curves in the wall. Similarly here as well, look at how well they finished that off. Obviously it still does need a bit of a sand, but I'm so pleased with it. I was going to add some paneling on the bottom as well, but I thought that would be a bit too fussy. I think keeping it just with a simple dado rail will be really nice. Anyway, let's go into the spare guest bedroom. So while the builders were here, they had time to do the dado rail in here too, because this is the next bedroom to get, well, it's the final bedroom to get a makeover. So yeah, they popped the dado rail in here too, and they kept it the same line and height, so it's a lovely continuity. This morning I've just ordered a new IKEA wardrobe. So this was a one from Zara's bedroom when we lived in Brixton, so that's 2018. So that one is going to go, and we're going to get a similar height one to the one next door, so it's 75 centimeters in total. And yeah, I think it's going to look really, really nice. And then we're going to be wallpapering from the ceiling down to the dado rail. But yeah, it looks really lovely in here. It's nice and bright and fresh. So we'll definitely be keeping a lovely bright white on the bottom to balance out the wallpaper. But let me show you the wallpaper because I think you're gonna love it. This is the wallpaper. It's from a company called Sandberg. I think you're going to love this. So we've gone for a stripe in a lovely pale green colour. So it's a very bold choice, and I know wallpaper isn't for everyone, but let's see if that detail's gonna show up on camera. It's got a lovely gold fleck through it. So the idea is that this is gonna be like the statement piece on the wall. So I've never wallpapered in my life. So this is either gonna go really, really well or disastrously wrong, but that is the vibe. So it's gonna be bold, very, very bold, but I think there's enough white in there to give some nice contrast and still keep it bright without overwhelming the room. I said I really wanted to do at least one room in the house in a wallpaper. And again, I know it's kind of, it divides opinions. Some people love it, some people hate it. But I think in a guest bedroom, it's not gonna get scuffed or chipped or marked. But that is gonna be a task that I'm gonna undertake myself but I really wanted to do at least one new skill in this house, and I've learned many. So I'm just gonna add wallpaper into the list. But yeah, I'm glad I enlisted the help for the dado rail because it's just helped in terms of time and also just precision. Like, the guys are brilliant. So the bed is going to stay. This was Zara's old bed, and we've got a little lamp. We've had this for years. I got this in Antiques Market in Hampstead, and it's a lovely angle poised lamp. So there's really nice like grounding tones of brown in here. We've got the cast iron black of the bed, and then this lovely jute IKEA rug underneath as well. So it's coming along really, really nicely. So yeah, just the wallpaper is going to finish it off beautifully. And then we've obviously got the Hillary's blind. I need to replace this glass too because the glass is blown. So we'll be getting this replaced along with the bathroom mirror. And then we also had a really lovely update in Zara's bedroom. And if you watched the makeover of this bedroom, if you missed it, I'll link it down below. But we kind of finished it up until a point because we knew we were going to have the builders come. And they have fitted Corvin all the way around in the bedroom, and it looks amazing. Let me show you. So there we have it. It's called Egg and Dark Corvin. I got it from Screwfix, and I'm so pleased with it. It isn't original, obviously, and I mean, original Corvin would be amazing, but I think it's just finished the room off absolutely beautifully. So we have that in all of the corners of the room. As you can see, it just really finishes off the room so well. And again, they've done it brilliantly. They said about this bay window, because obviously it's a bay and Corvin is notoriously difficult, the wall was out of plumb by like 20 mil. So they had to cork it all. This cut was 30 degrees, that cut was 40 degrees. It just, honestly, I think for the sake of me having my sanity and knowing my limits, I think it was good that I just said, no, that's a job for the builders. And I mean, it looks so nice, and I feel like it's finished the room off beautifully. So I'm so excited for Zara to get back and see it in person, because I think she's gonna love it. And I'm so glad I went for that finish of it. You can kind of see it a bit more in detail here. It looks lovely. So yeah, that's all of the updates the builders have done this week. Like I say, I'm just kind of scratching my head a little bit about the logistics of how I'm gonna paint up here, because this is very, very tall, as you can see. And yeah, like painting in the skylight as well. I don't really know how I'm gonna do that. I might need to get some kind of ladder. The builders did say that they have tools to do it too, so it might be a case that I can just borrow them from them if they don't mind. But I mean, we'll see what their fees are like to do some decorating, because I can obviously do so much up until maybe there with a roller, or even higher to be fair, but it's the corners and cutting in I'm going to struggle with. But yeah, I think keeping it lovely and bright and light up here on top would be amazing, but then just having a nice little slightly darker contrast on the bottom would just add some interest. Obviously my bedroom at the end is done, so there's nothing to do in here, and hoping that there's going to be minimal disruption in here with obviously the dust and things, but you know, that's just how renovations go. We will be changing out these handles too. These are just like chrome handles, so I've ordered the same ones for downstairs as well. And also the hinges will be changed out for lovely brass antique ones too. But yeah, this is the last day the bathroom's gonna look like this. I'm not gonna lie, I'm having like a real moment because this is the last renovation that we'll be doing. The bathroom and the bedroom and the hallway carpet. And then the house is done. I mean, you say done, there's always stuff to be doing. The front yard needs doing, but I don't think I'm gonna have time to do that this year, and also funds, like it's very expensive, we'll see. I haven't had quotes for that yet, but yeah, like it'll just then be house maintenance, so anything that goes wrong, fingers crossed nothing does, touch wood. But yeah, like we'll be done, which is kind of crazy. We got the keys for this place in October last year, no, in October 2023, sorry, so it's been 2 years and I just can't believe how much we've done. And I'm so proud of how much we've done and how much we've done on our own. There's no shame in asking for help with builders, especially with things you're just not confident in doing and don't want to kind of waste money and getting it wrong. I know that's how you learn, but yeah, I'm just, honestly, I'm so proud and I feel like it's became a home and a real happy home. So yeah, very grateful, but also incredibly nervous about this bathroom. I just hope there's no hidden surprises where they lift up the tiles and say that the floorboards are buggered or whatever. I don't really know. Anyway, enough of that. I'm gonna come back downstairs and show you some new home pieces, not home updates, homeware pieces, because there's been quite a few lovely bits arrived. Well, things that I've just collected. Good morning, how are we? Hello, hello. Hello, gorgeous. She's just been so good with the builders. She just has a little bark when they arrive and she has to see them, and she's all good. This is a bathroom unit, so we already have one in there, and this is the second one. So yeah, we're gonna essentially have the same bathroom unit but flipped so the doors open outwards. They actually had one of these in the circular hub in IKEA in Greenwich, but it was a little bit damaged. It was like £30 cheaper, but I think I just was happy to pay a little bit more to get something that was going to last, so very happy with that. Welcome to the corner of doom. So this is kind of like the hallway and also bits that I have for jobs that I need to shoot this week, so I'm very excited to be partnering with IKEA. So that content will be live on Instagram, I think, at the end of August, beginning of September. And also Wayfair too, I'm doing some more garden work with them. So very exciting. So this is a pile of things that I need to shoot. Let's talk about the roof, because, God. I feel like I need a minute and a sip of my coffee to talk about the roof, because it's just not great. If you followed since the very first day we moved into this house, we had a plastic corrugated roof in the kitchen, and we knew it was going to be problematic because when we viewed the house, I think it was like freshly vacated, the owners were landlords, they just paid a decorator, just completely whitewashed the entire house, and it looked really bright, really fresh, really lovely, aside from obviously like carpet and things like that. We then did a second viewing with the surveyor, and there was quite a lot of mould and water damage on a pillar in the kitchen. We kind of lived with it, we flooded, it wasn't great. Well, we didn't really flood, but it was quite a lot of rainfall. Fast forward a year, we had the kitchen done, and we're obviously super happy with it. We thought we got to the bottom of the leak because the builders scratched their heads and did the best of what they could, but it turns out that we haven't gotten to the bottom of it at all, and it's leaking again, which is not great. I think it's something to do with the flashing, which is basically the material they use to connect your bricks to your glass, and I think water is getting in there, so it's not great. So obviously when the scaffolding comes up to do the window in the bathroom, I'm going to ask the builders if they can have a look and kind of see if they can see the cause of the problem. It was the one thing I really wasn't happy with when the builders did the work, and they did this, to be fair, when I wasn't in the country, so I came back and was like, oh, that's actually a bit of a shame, but they reused the old flashing. So you see where the frame ends, they reused that bit to, I think, maybe cut corners, but also save on expenses of buying new lead. And I just don't think it's just not cutting it anymore. So yeah, it's a bit of a shame, but water is starting to trickle down, which is really not good. This pipe is the overflow pipe for the bath. So I don't know if this is going to be able to be removed. Ideally it would, but I don't think because it's plumbed in that way that we can really get around that, to be honest, without getting super invasive here. We'll see about that. Ideally it would be further up. Obviously that is the bath, so it's just how it works. The ceiling really shouldn't be that high, but it is, and we just kind of work with what we were given. So that is a very long and rambly house update. Let me show you some bits that I've got picked up recently for the house. First things first, this piece of artwork. I got this yesterday at Call Drops Yard, in King's Cross. It's a lovely print of some sardines, and I got the frame from Sostrana Grenna, and I painted it in Eaton Room Red by Fire and Ball, just to kind of complement the red here. It's from a lovely artist called, now I'm gonna get her name, Rosie Rushton. So I'm gonna link her page down below because she has some amazing prints. She had like the Perello olive tins, you know, these ones here. So she had like prints of those and some really lovely pieces. So I'm super happy with that. So I popped that on the shelf where you're currently resting. Also, I went to H&M Home and picked up this lovely vase. This was in the sale for £7. No, £6.50, sorry. And I love it, I'm so happy with it. It is to replace a ribbed reeded vase that I had, and the bottom of it actually completely came off entirely. That was from Home Bargains, so it's to replace that. It's a different shape, but I really like it. Also, my new salt and pepper shakers. So these I actually got as a gift from John Lewis when I went to their press day a couple of weeks ago. I think they're from the Deliciously Ella collection. But I just think they're so cool. I think they're beetroots, but they do look a bit like a radish. So I'm super happy with those. They're still available on John Lewis, so I'll link them too. I picked up this little striped coffee mug. You guys know I love a striped mug. There's a strong theme here. This was also from Sostrana Grenna, and this was, I think, like £2 something, which is just, I just think it's such a classic piece. It's a me piece, I love it. And I don't think you can ever have too many mugs, as I'm finding out when you have family and builders all in the house and you're cycling through mugs like no tomorrow. I also picked up this plate in Sostrana Grenna too, which is just so nice. Maybe it's better that way. There we go. You guys can see it. This is going to go on the wall next to the toaster. I'll show you now. So I've got all of these plates here, which look super nice. Some of these are from Paris. This one my partner got me when he went on holiday, and yeah, I've got a little plate here, which I think will be really nice. I like odd numbers, I think that's gonna look lovely. Maybe I'll swap them around slightly, but I'm super happy with that. I also picked up these candle holders too. How nice are they? They were from Sostrana Grenna, and I think they were about £4. I really struggle with the prices at Sostrana Grenna because it's a Danish brand, and the conversion from their currency to English is never like a solid round number. But I think they're so interesting. I really like them, so I picked up 2 of those as well. And I think that's it for home purchases. I haven't really been buying much because all of my money has been going on bathroom purchases, which is all in the shed, which is not great. I bought a new loo brush holder the other day, very exciting. But other than that, nothing really new in the house purchase-wise. I'm really just looking forward to just enjoying the rest of summer when the bathroom work is done. I thought I'd quickly show you the basils as well. They are absolutely thriving. This one was tiny, and I'm so happy that I have them on this little ledge here because they get so much natural sunlight and they are absolutely thriving. I popped them outside to get a bit of sunlight, but today's a really gloomy, miserable day, so they just sit here, and I have little dishes on the base and I water them from there pretty much every day. When it's hot, probably twice a day, and it's just absolutely thriving. I've picked so much of this for salads and pizzas and pasta, and it just keeps on bouncing back. Also, Szechuan pepper update. We have some new leaves. This is absolutely thriving. Look at these new shoots. It's so delicate, so I want to be really careful, but I think it's very happy here. My auntie actually attached a little kind of like tie just to the bamboo stick, so it can just have something to kind of grow on. And I've been putting it outside because apparently a little blow of the wind helps strengthen the stem of the plant, which I actually didn't know. But yeah, this needs a drink, so I'm going to do that now. Okay, so the Portaloo has just arrived, and I had a call from the chap who's outside saying, hey, I'm outside. You might want to come out. I thought, okay. So I came out and obviously greeted him and said, do you have people on site to help you lift the Portaloo? I went, lift it. And then I looked at the size of them and went, oh, it's far too wide. I didn't think to check dimensions. I thought Portaloos were fairly slim. They're quite large. And our front yard has quite a narrow walkway, as mid-terrace houses do. They're quite narrow but quite long. So the Portaloo is on the street, and we live in Greenwich, and Greenwich Council are particularly difficult when it comes to things being on the street. They are known to fine you. I really hope that doesn't happen. There's also a storm going on, so I need to try and weigh it down with things in the garden so it doesn't topple over. Gosh, this is not good. Day one, I've already jumped into a hurdle. Here we go. Okay, Portaloo dramas aside, I've come to the supermarket to get some groceries for some shoots, so I need to get a lot actually, so I've got a fairly extensive list. Part and parcel of shooting is there is so much prep behind the video that people see, and it's usually like 40 seconds, but it's hours that goes into shoots, and I love it. It's such an amazing thing to be able to create recipes and then see the recipes come to life. So yeah, I'm gonna head into Lidl now and get my ingredients. I always like to have a look in the Lidl middle aisle, and they've got some great bits in there. They've got little Stanley cups, like the dupes of the Stanley cups. They're really good. I found some switch into one of these little drinking cups with a straw. I'm drinking so much more water. I'm having a look, see what else they've got. They've got a little sushi making kit. That would actually be such a good present. I think that's so nice. That is $9.99. It's lovely. They've got some Joseph as well, little chopping boards. These are handy because the corners fold up as well, so you can kind of like tip it into your pan without any mess. They're fab. Okay, we are done in the supermarket. They didn't have broccoli or green beans or marshmallows because I need those for toasting tonight. Fingers crossed the weather holds. So I need to go to maybe like a big Tesco or a Sainsbury's to get those bits. But I did get a little bakery treat and also a little ginger shot because I feel like I've got something coming in my throat. I don't know what it is, but I'm trying my best to make sure I don't get sick, ideally before we go to France. So yeah, that wouldn't be ideal. So I'm just gonna pull up here. Still 2020 onwards, I am sanitizing my hands every time I come out the supermarket. Anyway, if you haven't tried these little ginger shots, they're so good. They're like, they burn actually. They're very strong, but they're very good. It's feel like you're putting goodness inside you. What's not goodness is this. This is a strawberries and cream blondie. Look how good that looks. I do like that you get your free bakery item every time you spin on the little app. Okay, I shouldn't have bought that because that is delicious, and I'm definitely going to want to have another 4 of those. Oh my goodness, that is so good. I'm going to allow myself a little sweet treat throughout the renovation when I feel like I need it. The amount of times we went to McDonald's drive-thru and to the kitchen, I have no excuse because the kitchen is in full operation during the bathroom, but sometimes a little sweet treat does you the world of good. Okay, I'm back from Lidl. I got supplies for the builders. I got a huge crate of water in Tesco the other day, so they should be good to go. And I've got some instant coffee. I was giving them pods, and I realised pods, they fly through them, and pods are really expensive. So I just got some of this Colombian instant dried single origin coffee. So I'm sure that'll be nice, to be fair. And then I got some of these little biscuits. They come out Lotus biscuit, and some milk chocolate digestives. I was given the builders last week sourdough toast. My aunt and uncle were like, you have become far too London for your own good. We didn't have anything in, and I was cooking the last of the sourdough toast, and I felt so bad for them upstairs because the smell of toast, like freshly brewed coffee and toast, are two of my favourite smells. And I'm like, they are definitely up there smelling that. And they arrive at 8 AM, they probably haven't had breakfast. So I was making them toast with peanut butter and jam. So they had that for 3 days. So we ran out of sourdough, so I've got just a massive loaf of farmhouse multigrain, so that'll do. And some more milk, so I can make them teas and coffees. I always say, look after your builders and your builders will look after you. Well, let's hope anyway. I'm gonna make some lunch, and then I'm gonna get cracking on with making a chicken pie because I'm shooting a recipe for Nando's, so I need to get cracking on with that. Okay, lunch is at 3 o'clock today, and we're just gonna sit with that. I had my sweet treat earlier. This is leftover rice from yesterday. I made a curry. This is cold rice. I've just chopped up some cucumber, red onion, and some lettuce, and I'm gonna stir all that together. I'm gonna add some sesame oil, some soy sauce, some hot honey, and then finish off with some sesame seeds and some crispy shallots, and then also stir through some tuna, some dried tuna. So it's kind of like a sushi filling, just without the nori sheets. Nice and clean and healthy, and just easy, and using leftovers. And that is leftover lunch served. Okay, so I am all set up for the first job of the day, filming for IKEA. I mean, that's something I never thought I'd say out loud, but here we are. I've set the table up. So the concept of this is that IKEA want to share that they are the place to get all of your pieces and your essentials to bring your loved ones together. So this is what you call a langbord, which is a long table. That's what I translate to in Swedish, and they love the idea of table tapestry, so you can invite guests and friends around and doodle on the tablecloth and colour it in and write their place names, and it's like a memory, and you don't have to be too precious over it, and you can stain it with, you know, sauce and wine, and it's a real love affair to have people around, and I love hosting, so yeah, I've just set it up. That's my little camera right there. So this is part 1. And then I need to film the food coming in for part 2. But that's not going to be till tomorrow, because that's when people are coming around. But I thought I'd get ahead and film this, so I'm going to have to pack this away and then refilm tomorrow. That made sense to do it this way, although saying it out loud, it definitely doesn't. Anyway, now I need to get cracking on with making a pie, because I need to film that for Nando's. So yeah, 2 very lovely clients this week and 2 very lovely jobs. And I just honestly still blows my mind that I get to do this, and brands trust me to convey a message of products that I love. So very lovely. It's 6:15 and I've just finished a coffee, which is a bad idea, but something tells me it's going to be a late one today, because I need to clear out the bathroom ahead of the builders arriving in the morning at 8 AM. So yeah, coffee was needed. Okay, I've finished making my pie, and this is absolutely delicious. It's got chicken thigh in there with lovely peppers, potatoes, and then I did chili jam glaze on the broccoli and the green beans with some flaked almonds and salt. This is so good. So I'm gonna finish this, and then I'll get this edited tomorrow and sent over to Nando's for approval. I got a hot dinner date. I was about to say this is long distance. It's not long distance. It's 12 miles, but 12 miles in London takes like
an hour. And unfortunately, I'm not eating the pie.
You're virtually eating the pie. Oh, look who's just woke up, Miss Magatha. Hello, gorgeous. She's come to say hello. She can smell the pie. Can you smell the pie? Yes, you can. Okay, folks, I'm gonna call it a day. I am absolutely white. I was gonna empty the bathroom tonight, but it's 11 o'clock and I am unbelievably tired. I literally just lay on the sofa and I think I accidentally fell asleep. I think it's time for me to go to bed, so I'm gonna wake up super early in the morning and do the bathroom before 8 AM when the builders arrive. So thank you so much for watching. By the time this video goes up, the bathroom will have already started, which is crazy, but we'll be fine. I'm trying to stay calm. Thank you all so much for watching. Lots of love to you all, and I'll catch you all very soon in a future video. Take care. Bye for now.